Smoke, Rel, Beater, Shadow, and Quan. They're all hanging out in this abandoned warehouse, just chilling, when all of a sudden, they hear this commotion outside. They peek out the window and see a group of teenagers causing trouble, spray painting walls and breaking stuff. The friends are like, "Yo, we gotta do something about this." So they head outside to confront the teens. But as they're walking, Beater lets out this massive fart. Rel and Smoke can't help but burst out laughing, while Shadow Paradox and Quan just roll their eyes. As they're approaching the teens, Quan spots this roadside food stand selling pizza. His eyes light up and he's like, "Guys, can we grab a slice real quick?" The others are all, "Dude, focus." But Quan's already drooling over the cheesy goodness. Anyway, they confront the teens and a fight breaks out. But something weird happens. As they're throwing punches and dodging attacks, they start to feel different, stronger, faster. It's like their bodies are changing right there in the middle of the fight. Rel suddenly shoots out a beam of light from his hands, blinding a couple of the teens. Smoke's fists turn into, well, smoke, and he's able to phase through attacks. Beater's punches start crackling with electricity. Shadow Paradox summons these creepy shadow creatures that scare the crap out of the teens. And Quan, he just stands there, munching on a slice of pizza he managed to snag during the chaos. After they send the teens running, they're all standing there, looking at each other in disbelief. They're like, "What the hell just happened? Did we always have these powers?" They start testing them out, seeing what they can do. But every time they use their powers, they seem to change slightly. 1 minute Rel's shooting light beams, the next, he's manipulating gravity. Smoke goes from turning into smoke to controlling fire. It's wild. As they're trying to figure out what's going on, this random dude walks by. He's not wearing any pants, just boxers, and he's carrying a sock. For some reason, he decides to throw the sock at them. It hits Rel right on the lip. Rel's about to go off on the guy when they all notice something else. Shadow Paradox catches Quan sneaking off with one of the girls from the roadside food stand. They're all like, "Dude, seriously?" Now, but before they can say anything else, they hear shouting nearby. He's getting his butt kicked, and when it's over, it turns around and starts whooping his kid right there in front of everyone. The friends are shocked, but before they can intervene, they hear someone approaching. It's this guy named Meister. He starts talking trash, acting all tough. Rel's had enough of all the craziness and just decks the guy, knocking him out cold. But they don't have time to celebrate, because suddenly, they're surrounded by a group of thugs looking for revenge. An epic battle breaks out. Rel's tapping into some kind of quantum power, phasing in and out of reality. Beater's throwing lightning bolts left and right. Smoke's engulfing enemies in clouds of choking smoke. Shadow Paradox is summoning all sorts of nightmarish creatures. And Quan, he's still munching on pizza, occasionally using his slice as a weapon. Throughout the entire fight, Meister's just lying there, unconscious. Nobody even bothers to move him. He's just getting stepped on and tripped over as the battle rages on. Just when it looks like they might be overwhelmed, Quan's phone starts ringing. He actually stops fighting to answer it. The others are yelling at him, but he's just chatting away like nothing's happening. As the dust settles, and the last of the thugs run away, the friends are catching their breath when they hear a familiar voice. They turn to see their old buddy Bird approaching with a group of his friends. But there's something off about Bird's crew. They're all crippled in some way. Some are missing limbs, others are in wheelchairs. Bird's all excited to see them, but the friends are just standing there, stunned. They look at each other, then at their hands where energy is still crackling. They've won the fight, but something feels different. The power they've gained, the chaos they've caused, it's changing them. Rel looks at the others and says, "Guys, I think we might be the bad guys here." The others nod slowly, realizing that maybe, just maybe, they're not the heroes they thought they were. And as Bird and his crippled crew get closer, the friends have to decide. Do they embrace this new villainous path, or try to find their way back to being the good guys? As they stand there, conflicted, the world around them seems to shift. The abandoned warehouse they started in now looks more like an evil lair. The roadside food stand has transformed into a sketchy black market. Even Bird and his friends start to look less like old pals and more like potential minions. Smoke takes a deep breath and says, "Well, if we're gonna be villains, we might as well be the best damn villains this city's ever seen." The others nod in agreement, grins spreading across their faces. They may not have chosen this path, but they're sure as hell gonna own it. And so, as the sun sets on what started as a normal day, 5 friends turned accidental supervillains begin plotting their first big heist. The city better watch out, because Smoke, Rel, Beater, Shadow Paradox, and Quan are about to paint the town red. Literally.